Okay, let's unpack this. We're diving deep into Oscar Wilde's, well, surprisingly ruthless and funny novella, The Canterville Ghost.
Hmm, it really is. This isn't just your standard ghost story, is it? It's this brilliant piece of cultural satire.
Exactly. It's like the ultimate clash between, ancient haunted tradition, the old world, and this hard, unyielding pragmatism of Gilded Age America.
It's the perfect literary confrontation, really.
Yeah.
Our central question today, I suppose, is what happens when Sir Simon de Canterville, this 300-year-old ghost, pure Gothic terror, tries his famous haunting routine on a family who just refuses to be scared?
Right. They just won't play along.
Not at all. So our mission here is to trace Sir Simon's really quite humiliating downfall and figure out why the solution to his eternal torment wasn't technology or terror, but actually something else entirely.
Pure, simple compassion, maybe.
We'll get there. But first, the setup. It starts
Yeah.
with a transaction, right? Lord Canterville sells his ancient family estate, Canterville Chase.
To this American businessman, Mr. Hiram B. Otis. And Lord Canterville is very, very clear. He warns Mr. Otis, this place is seriously haunted. Sir Simon's loud. He's kept the family awake for generations.
And Mr. Otis, who kind of embodies this new wave of global capitalism, handles this ancient curse with just shocking commercial efficiency.
He doesn't dismiss it, which is interesting.
No, he just treats it like a clause in the contract.
Yeah.
He famously says, "I will buy the house and the ghost."
I find that approach just fascinating. He treats the ghost like a collectible, almost.
Yeah, like a commodity.
He basically says, look, America's got everything, but we don't have old ghosts. If this thing exists, great. We'll take it, ship it back, put it on display.
It completely neutralizes the terror, doesn't
Yeah.
it? By just assigning it a market value straight away.
Right. He sees it not as like a spiritual horror, but as a potential exportable asset. Amazing.
Exactly. So the Otis family arrives, Mr. and Mrs. Otis, the eldest son, Washington, lovely 15-year-old Virginia, and the noisy, sort of irreverent young twins.
The twins, yeah, they're key later on.
Oh, absolutely. And almost immediately, the haunting starts with, the most famous historical artifact of the chase.
That would be the bloodstain. Big, dark red stain in the library near the fireplace.
The infamous mark where Sir Simon murdered his wife, Lady Eleanor, way back in 1575. The housekeeper, Mrs. Esney, she confirms, people have tried to clean it for centuries. It's permanent. It's part of the Gothic tradition.
And this is where the satire just kicks right off. Because centuries of sacred, unshakable tradition meets, well, a simple bottle of cleaning fluid.
Washington Otis pulls out Pinkerton's famous stain cleaner.
Instantly. And he just cleans it. Gone in a minute. The stain is just removed.
What's the bigger picture there, though? What does that small act signify?
Well, it's kind of cultural annihilation, isn't it? A storm immediately breaks outside, dramatic effect, and Mrs. Sweeney, who's like the last representative of the old world's view on ghosts.
Faints dead away on the floor. Her whole worldview, which relies on history being permanent and the past having power, it's just been literally wiped away by an American consumer product.
It's like the sound of the new economy just rolling right over dusty old history.
Pretty much. Washington gets praised for being so strong. Mrs. Cheney gets a raise, but Sir Simon is definitely not amused.
Which leads us, as the book calls it, into the Stain Wars.
The Stain Wars. It's Sir Simon's form of passive aggression, really. The bloodstain just keeps reappearing every morning.
But the family finds it hilarious, almost charming.
Totally. Washington cleans it, Sir Simon puts it back, sometimes changing the color, red, purple, once with even a startling bright green.
And what's so interesting is how quickly the family just domesticates the terror. They're not scared. They hurry downstairs each morning to see what new shade the ghost picked.
It's not a mark of murder anymore. It's a daily, kind of annoying parlor trick.
Though it says only Virginia the daughter nearly cries when it turns green. Maybe sensing the joke's gone a bit too far.
Perhaps. But that general indifference, that lack of fear,
Yeah.
it's catastrophic for a ghost whose whole identity is built on causing terror.
So when Sir Simon finally makes his grand entrance, rattling chains, the whole spooky bit, right outside Mr. Otis's bedroom.
The response he gets is just the ultimate practical insult. This is where it gets really good.
Mr. Otis wakes up, hears this horrendous grinding noise, gets out of bed, sees the ghost, and instead of screaming,
Offers him a bottle of Tammany sun oil.
industrial lubrication for medieval terror.
Mr. Otis just suggests, quite calmly, that the ghost should apply it to his chains to stop the noise so the family can sleep.
The ghost isn't evil, he's just
inefficient.
Exactly. Mr. Otis doesn't see a specter of eternal torment. He sees a badly maintained piece of machinery making too much racket. The problem isn't supernatural, it's just an engineering flaw. Oil will fix it.
The ghost is, understandably, insulted, knocks the bottle down, runs off, but the humiliation gets worse.
Oh yeah. The twins appear and just chuck a large pillow right at his head.
Imagine, you used to scare duchesses into hysterics. Now you're getting beamed with bedding and offered machine grease.
It's the complete failure of that Gothic tradition to translate into American culture. They just don't have the right um, context or respect for that kind of fear.
So from this point, Sir Simon really shifts from being the aggressor to being the victim. His haunting attempts get more desperate, and they're just met with solutions, or worse, mockery.
The humiliations just pile up. He tries appearing in this ancient suit of armor, thinking this imposing image will finally work.
But it's too heavy. He just falls over with this huge crash.
And the family's reaction is perfect. It splits along like thematic lines. Mr. Otis, the capitalist, grabs a handgun, tells the ghost to hold up your hands,
Yeah.
like he's a common burglar.
But Mrs. Otis, the sort of domestic nurturer, sees the crash. The ghost looks distressed, and she offers him, what was it?
Dr. DeBell's special stomach medicine.
Medicine. That's fantastic. It just completely domesticates the whole situation.
Right. She's not seeing a killer ghost. She sees a pale, clumsy guy who's clearly got indigestion. You can't be terrifying when someone's offering you antacid.
And then comes the ultimate blow, active retaliation from the kids.
Sir Simon plans his most terrifying appearance yet. Dead man's shroud, black hat, red-feathered, knife. The works. He's going to scare Washington Otis this time.
But instead, he bumps into something truly horrifying. To him, anyway.
The Otis ghost. The twins have made their own ghost.
Fair.
A white sheet over a brush, a turnip for a head, with this horrible, mocking, carved smile.
And a red light inside its mouth. Sir Simon is absolutely terrified and just flees back to his room.
He realizes he's been completely outghosted by a homemade prank. A sheet, a brush, a turnip, and a sign that says, "The Otis ghost, the only true and real ghost. All others are false."
Oh, that's brutal. The book says he's completely defeated, feels ill, angry. He even stops bothering with the blood stain after that.
The tables have totally turned. The ghost, once the master of terror, is now actively afraid of the people living there, especially the twins.
They put butter on the stairs, so he slips and crashes down.
They ambush him with a jug of water, giving him a terrible cold. They even chase him with a garden syringe.
He just gives up trying to frighten anyone. It mentions he even abandoned a plan to appear as the Horseman of Death to scare the young Duke of Cheshire who was visiting.
Simply because he was too scared of what the twins might do to him next. He just stays in his room, sick and depressed.
So Wilde's satire here is brilliant. American practicality and, well, humor just completely dismantled the physical haunting. They industrialized it. They laughed it out of existence.
But, and this is a crucial part, they didn't solve the underlying problem, which is Sir Simon's actual torment, his centuries of misery.
Right. Only a completely different kind of approach could do that.
And that different approach arrives in the form of Virginia, the 15-year-old daughter. She's really the only one in the family shown to have genuine introspection or pity.
She finds Sir Simon just sitting sadly in an unused room, looking totally dejected, watching the autumn leaves fall. Very melancholic scene.
Initially, Virginia's a bit cross with him. Sir Simon admits he stole her paints the red, green, yellow to keep redoing the blood stain.
Yeah, she scolds him for being horrible, for killing his wife all those centuries ago.
But this leads to the real confession. Sir Simon reveals just how miserable he is. He hasn't slept in 300 years. He doesn't want to scare them anymore.
He just wants peace. He talks about the Garden of Death, this quiet place where he can finally lie still and rest.
And he tells her he needs her help because he's, in his words, bad and cannot pray for himself.
And this brings us to the spiritual core, the thing that cleaning fluid and oil just can't touch. The prophecy.
Yes, the prophecy written in black letters on the library window. It says, "When a golden girl has prayed for you and a little child has cried for you, the house will then be quiet and still, and peace will come to Canterville."
So the conditions are specific, not a business deal, not an engineering fix.
No, an act of unmerited grace.
Yeah.
Prayer and tears, these are the only things that can unlock his eternal rest.
And Virginia, seeing his genuine suffering, despite knowing what he did, she agrees.
She stands up and says, quite bravely, "I'm not afraid. I'll pray for you to die and for you to have peace." It's a powerful moment.
She goes with him through a secret door in the wall into this great black hole. The family searches frantically all evening.
And then, just before midnight, she returns,
Mhm.
safe. And she's holding a box.
A box filled with beautiful antique jewels given to her by the grateful ghost.
She leads the shocked family through that secret passage into a small, hidden room. And there they find the proof.
Sir Simon de Canterville's actual skeleton chained to the wall next to an old plate and an empty water jug. Grim evidence of how he died.
And Virginia just states the simple, profound truth. He is peaceful now.
So the pragmatic Otises, they finally get the definitive physical proof they kind of needed all along. The ghost was real.
But the solution wasn't Pinkerton's cleaner or Tammany's sun oil. It was an act of self-sacrificial kindness and prayer.
So what does this all really mean for us then? Wilde shows the ghost, representing that ancient English Gothic tradition, being completely, utterly defeated by modern American logic, humor, and, well, consumer products.
Yeah, he was basically mocked out of existence as a terrifying force. But that aggressive, pragmatic approach could only make him angry and sick. It couldn't actually liberate him.
Only Virginia's compassion could do that. Her willingness to step into that darkness and pray for someone she knew was a murderer, that provided the real solution.
She keeps the jewels, marries the Duke of Cheshire, later uniting the old and new worlds in a way. But the real treasure is the lesson she learned. When asked what happened in that secret place, she says Sir Simon taught her that love is stronger than death.
That's the core insight, isn't it? The cleaner and the oil defeated the haunting, sure, but only compassion could actually solve the underlying problem.
Exactly. The Otis family brought technology and jokes to fight fear. But maybe, if pure pragmatism couldn't fix the ghost's deep-seated problem, if it only made him sick and angry, does that suggest something broader?
You mean like the only way to truly overcome really old, entrenched problems, whether they're historical issues, social ills, maybe even personal torment, isn't through brute force or dismissal?
But maybe through empathy, through compassion, maybe even a kind of self-sacrificial kindness, something for you to think about. Long after the chains stop rattling and the bloodstain has finally faded for good,